We're all set up. Good morning, everyone. So, couple of housekeeping things before I talk about my topic today for healthy conversations. Um, as many of you have heard me talking about, the shift is open for enrollment for another couple of days for our April group. So, if you are interested in the shift, if you want to know more about the shift, just DM me, send me a message. Um, Happy to set aside some time to talk with you. I will post some links in here so you can look at the video I did for the shift, any frequently asked questions about the shift, all the information that you might need to understand more about what we're doing in there. But also, if you just want to reach out to me and ask me any questions or DM me, we can set aside a time to chat. That's all available to you. We get started next Saturday. That's when the first lesson is released. So you have just a couple more days. I'll close enrollment on Tuesday of next week. Today's Thursday. So just a couple more days to shape up this group. And I'm excited to get started with this next round. So a lot of you asked me how to work together, and the shift is the most cost-effective way to get all of the theoretical and methodology that I teach in my programs. It's just, it's a really cost-effective way to work together. So if you're interested in that, just reach out and let me know. Today, I wanted to chat a little bit about the process of change, which I think sometimes people go, oh yeah, I know how to change, right? I have to be different. I have to do different. But after doing this work for about 20 years, what I can confidently tell you is that the old way of how we used to think that we can change, which essentially looks like I want a new outcome, I change my behaviors, right? I want something different, I do something different. That's outdated, or I should say it's incomplete. It's not effective. And the reason for that is because our behaviors, the things that we do every day, are largely driven, if not entirely driven, by some layers beneath that surface. So, in other words, let me put it for you simply. Let's say you decide you want to play the guitar. So for most people, you might decide, okay, I'm going to get a guitar and then I'm going to get a teacher and then I'll practice the guitar and then, I'll get better at the guitar. And that works for a lot of people, right? So get a guitar, change my behavior, I practice. The outcome is I get better at the guitar. If that's your path, then you have no blocks beneath the surface. Fantastic. However, there are certain sticky areas in our lives where that path falls apart, right? It doesn't work that way. And where I see those sticky areas are relationships, money, weight, body image, parenting. Um, there's some other big areas in life, but there's these big sticky areas in life where it doesn't quite work that way, meaning I want something different. I'll just implement a new behavior and poof, it all works out perfectly, right? So why are these areas so sticky? Why are these areas of our lives where even when we really, really want to change, we keep running up against these roadblocks, right? What are the things that get in our way? We hear a lot of self-sabotage. People keep saying, I know what to do, I just can't get myself to do it, or I always fall off the wagon, or I can't seem to change that pattern of behavior. So let me tell you, after 20 years of research, implementation, teaching, training, being mentored, mentoring. This is where I've come to with the three levels of where actual true change is initiated. And then where the three levels that we can focus on that both initiate true change, but also get in the way of true change. Okay, so let me describe this to you. Level one is our nervous system. Level one is the part of the body system that we all share. Every human has a nervous system. We all share it. And if that nervous system detects any danger in your environment, it is designed to be able to initiate or inhibit certain responses and behaviors in order to deal with that danger. So level one, if your nervous system detects danger anywhere, a lack of safety, meaning in your emotions, in your environment, with another person, in your feelings about your body, between you and a partner, between you and a coworker, in a certain place, in your home, in your work, wherever. If your nervous system detects a lack of safety or it detects danger in your environment, it is designed to be able to inhibit or initiate certain behaviors and actions to deal with that danger. This all happens below the surface, beneath your level of conscious awareness. Now, the key there is that we can bring awareness to our specific nervous system cues. We can bring awareness to that. I could tell you what my flavor of the 3 states of my nervous system look and feel like, and how I know which state of my nervous system I'm in. It's part of what I teach people to do. We need to become aware of the states of our nervous system, what's our own personal flavor of our 3 different nervous system states, and how to detect and determine if our nervous system is being dysregulated. Because when our nervous system is dysregulated, it, like I said, inhibits certain actions or initiates certain actions in order to deal with the danger. Now, what does that mean? So inhibit certain actions might look like, let's say you've decided, I'm going to go on a diet and I'm going to stick to my plan, and this is the program I'm going to do. That's a cognitive process. That is what we call a top-down process. And we can say, I decide that I'm going to stick to this program. I'm going to clean out everything in my fridge. I'm always going, I'm going to be perfect with it, right? It's a top-down process. If then, let's say you get an email from your boss, or you get in a fight with your spouse, or you had a stressful day with your kids, your nervous system bottom-up process. The bottom-up process is the parts of your body, the nervous system, is detecting danger somewhere. It's detecting stress. It's detecting discomfort. And so the bottom-up process says, forget this diet that we're doing. The thing that we do when we're stressed is candy. The thing that we do when we're stressed is ice cream. The thing that we do when we're stressed is shut down, numb out, wine, TV. Hold on a second. I'm detecting this discomfort in my environment. We got to do that wine TV thing because that makes us feel better. That's a bottom-up message from the nervous system. And so all of a sudden, your diet goes out the window, doesn't it? You wake up the next day and go, why did I do that? I don't want to do that. I always do that. I have this diet, I have this perfect plan, and then I blow it. Well, you're not blowing it. You don't understand that the message to regulate your nervous system through the wine or the TV or the sugar or the ice cream is a much more powerful message than the cognitive part of you that says, I want to stick to my diet. So that's level 1, nervous system safety and awareness. When you start to become aware of your nervous system states and start to identify them, recognize when you are activated in one of them, and start using tools to shift it and recognize, I realize that I'm dysregulated. And what I want to do is feel regulated, not go into the wine and the sugar. What I want to do is regulate my system. What are the things I can use to regulate my system? Then food becomes so much easier, okay? And that's just level 1. Then level 2, our behaviors are dictated by our belief systems and identity. There's good reason for this, and I don't have time today on Healthy Conversation to go into all the scientific detail. I will tell you that the link that I'll post here to the workshop that I just did goes into detail quite a bit more about this. But your belief systems and identity program a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. Your belief systems and identity are part of the programming of a part of your brain that filters information to you and away from you in accordance with your beliefs. So here's an example of this. If you believe that a healthy body and weight loss is out of reach for you, no matter what you try, you're never going to be successful. If that's your dominant belief, then that programs a part of your brain to bring you evidence of that belief and keep evidence away from you that is contrary to that belief. So what this looks like is you're much more likely to notice when you're failing. Your failure comes to the surface really strong. The places where you are not succeeding are very prominent in your mind because that information is being filtered to you. And the information that would tell you that you are succeeding, the information that says, oh, I'm doing well, I made a little step in the right direction, I'm making some progress, is inhibited in your mind because your belief system programs that system of filtering. And your belief system says, I don't have the ability to be successful. So you're going to get a lot more information that proves to you that you're a failure. And all of the information that might prove to you that you have a chance of succeeding gets filtered out in the background. And this is the way all of our beliefs and identity work. When we have a dominant belief, there is an organizing structure in our brain that brings us information congruent with that belief and keeps from us information that goes against that belief. And so in that way, you are more prone to continue to believe that you are a failure and continue to find evidence for your failure more easily, right? It comes up more easily. You can tell me the 20 things that will prove you right, that you don't have the ability to be successful. That's a result of programming in the mind, in the brain. And we can change that. We can shift that once you understand what that is and how that works. And then the third level. So remember, these are all the things that get in the way of us being able to really change effectively. The third level is your mindset. People talk a lot about mindset, and sometimes people have done a lot of mindset work. But if you don't do the two levels beneath, the nervous system, the beliefs and identity, then the mindset work really kind of stops short. So the mindset work is the thought pattern. Many of you who are watching this have read my book. It's in Brain Powered Weight Loss, the thought, feeling, behavior cycle. And what we know is that when you produce thoughts, it produces a feeling. That feeling drives behavior. So it becomes a cycle. And the reason why I told you about the nervous system and the identity first is that the nervous system programs our beliefs and identity. Our beliefs and identity program our thoughts. And then the thought, feeling, behavior cycle looks like this. I'm always a failure. My thought is, right? I'm always a failure. I always do this. I can never seem to stay on track. Nothing ever works for me. Those are your thoughts. Those produce feelings of sadness, hopelessness, despair, right? From those feelings, you execute behaviors, right? You've got the thoughts, it's never going to work for me. I feel hopeless. From that feeling, I execute behaviors of ice cream, wine, and Netflix, right? That's an oversimplification of it. On the flip side, when we are actively in a thought pattern of, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I have faith. I know that I can do this if I keep moving forward. I know that I can be successful if I just keep going. If those are our thoughts, those produces feelings of hope, possibility, empowerment. Then we produce behaviors congruent with those thoughts and feelings, right? So we're much more likely to choose something that makes us feel empowered, choose something that will continue the hope, choose something that will continue to make us feel good. So here's your very long-winded way of saying, if all you're doing is choosing another diet and saying, great, I'm just going to commit to keto this month. And if I can just white knuckle and muscle my way through it, then keto will make me successful and get me the outcome that I want. You are setting yourself up for failure because your behaviors, the thing that you do consistently, will get you to the outcome you want or don't want, are determined by your nervous system, your belief system, and your mindset. And if you don't understand those three levels beneath the behaviors, you continue to feel like you're failing over and over and over again because you can't seem to stick to anything consistently or long enough to create change. What you don't understand is that your behaviors are dictated three levels below the surface of your awareness. So I think I got that pretty well explained in 15 minutes of your healthy conversation today. This is what we do in the shift. We work through each level of change that is getting in your way, each layer of this that dictates your behaviors. And once you do this work in this area, it's applicable to every area in your life. So hopefully that helps you think about your behaviors a little differently. And like I said in the beginning, if you want to chat with me about what we're doing in the shift or even understand this a little bit more, please reach out. We can have those conversations. We are enrolling for the next few days for the next round of the shift. And I would really love to help you make some of these changes more permanent and sustainably. All right, everybody, good to see you today. We will be back to our regularly scheduled programming next week. See you Thursday.